Hey everybody, I'm Arthur with Innovative Journaling, and we had a few technical difficulties in today's workshop, but we got them all solved 15 minutes later, and you're all here, and that's awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a journal with no closure on it like this, and we're going to sew on a closure like this. Now, I'm doing this in blue thread for contrast, so it's easier to see, but it also matches the journal we sewed up last week. And then at the end, we're going to have a drawing for this journal. All right, so let's get started. And I made this recording yesterday. It's the actual instructions for how to sew a closure on. So this will be with the kit, which is not an actual product yet, but will be. And so have a peek. And then I'll be back on after, and we'll talk. Hey there, I'm Arthur with Innovative Journaling, and in this video I'm going to show you how to take a plain book like this and sew up your strap closure on it, which is this middle part right here, front and back. All right, so let's get going. Okay, so here we are, and you don't need all these tools, but I'm just going to go through them and explain them to you. So if you have a kit for this, you get a needle right here, you get thread, you get the one part of the strap and the front part of the strap. This attaches onto the front, this attaches onto the back of the book, and you will get a template so you can measure, you can get it all centered up. So let's take all this away. And this one I'm going to sew up in blue thread. You would get black thread in the kit if you happen to have one. This is just for contrast, though, so you can see what I'm doing a little easier when I sew over the black here. Okay, let's put all these to the side. And take this book here. And the first thing we're going to do is sew up on the front. So what you want to do is you want to take your template here, and now this happens to match up pretty close, but if it doesn't, if your book is bigger, then just kind of center it up or find the center point on your book and put this mark on it right here into the center of the book, like that. This is spaced perfectly from the edge right to where the holes are. And and if you have a smaller book, we have a smaller template also with a different kit. Here it is right here. So if you have a smaller book, you can do that too. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is just mark your holes, these 4 holes right here on the front. And you can use a pen or you can use something to mark them with, like some kind of an awl, scratch awl or something. But, the pen is good enough for these holes here. There you go. You can see them right there. On the front, I don't know, can you see that? Let's see here. There they are. Okay. So then we're going to turn the book around, and it doesn't really matter if you turn it around like this or like this and you do it from this side. Everything is centered up, so you're good no matter what you do. Okay, let's take this and put this over there and mark these up here with my pen. I'm just doing it with a pen. It's so much easier, and the holes are easier to see. And then I'm going to punch them. So you can do this one of 2 ways. You can take a punch like this, and we have this in our material guide. What kind of punch it is, where you can get it. This is just a small one. It's an Osborne multi-punch, and you want to punch your hole pretty small, or you can just take like an awl and just push through the leather with it, like that. So either way, anything to get a hole through this leather. All right, so we just use a hammer with a plastic mallet and a little punch. And we punch 4 holes on the one side. And now be careful not to close your book while you're punching it. Open up your book. And so you punch it. And the board we have underneath here is just a HDPE, high density polyethylene. And it's a 1/2 inch thick. So that's what we use for cutting board. We have cutting boards almost 20 years old. This stuff and we're a commercial operations. This stuff will last you forever. Okay, so the length of this thread is a whole arm length. Like if I open up my arms really big, like I'm going to give someone a big hug, that's how long this piece of thread is. And then we want one needle. Now, like I said, if you have the kit, the thread and the needle are included, and this is good enough for both sides. So you just want to take it there, and this blue thread matches up with the spine on this book, so that's kind of cool. So the first thing we're going to do is sew on the front. And so the front, it goes like this. So check it out. It goes just like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to go from underneath and go into one of the holes. In this case, we're going into the top hole. Oops, sorry. One thing. You want to double up your thread. So actually, when you have two equal lengths of thread on your needle, just like that right there. I'm going to move this in a little bit so we can get a little closer view of what I'm doing here and get started. Okay, now, so you've got two threads you're pushing through here. Okay, just start on the top hole, push it from the back to the front. Leave yourself a little tail on the back because you're going to want to tie that off at the end. So just leave yourself, this is a couple inches here. That's more than enough. And then I'm going to cross over and go from the outside back to the inside. And you see how there's little like half moons in there? You want to get it in the half moon because that's what's going to hold this on. And then you want to come back and go through that same hole again that you just went through and come from underneath. So there you go. Now in terms of tension, if you pull too tight, you're going to pinch it. So you don't want to do that. You want to pull just taut to take the slack out of it. Because when you slide your actual strap in, that's going to provide a good enough amount of tension also. All right, and then we're going to come across here, make a little X, just like that. Pull that taut, and then from the underneath side, we're going to go back from the inside to the outside, come out here, and back into that hole, like that. And then we're going to do this one more time, like that, from the outside back to the inside there. And then we're going to come through this hole one more time, right over here. And now we're going to cross back over here again. Just like that. So we got a nice X in the middle. We have four threads here, and we're about to have four threads here. So now we're over. That's how it should look. We're going to come back here and do that there, and then go back into this hole, that, right there. And now we're just going to do a square knot. Square knot is left over right and right over left. So here, take our left thread, go over the right one, that, there, and then take our right thread and go over the left one, just like that, there. This isn't a knot tying lesson, but it's a square knot or anything would do. You can put a dab of super glue in there too, and that'll make it even nicer or more taut. And then just cut your tail off. I'd leave about 1/4, 3/8 of an inch. And so there it is. Now our strap, when we actually close it, will slide real nicely into there once it gets set. See, now everything is gonna get seated in there, and that's how it will close. Okay, so now let's go do the back. And the back, you can see it's the same pattern actually as the front piece. Look at that, same pattern. We're going to sew it the exact same way. This just has a strap coming out of it. Okay, so put it like that. And with this one, when you pull on your thread to tighten it, you can really clamp down and tighten it up hard. Okay, so we started in on the back here. We came into the front. Leave a couple to the front there. Leave a couple inches of tail right there, and then come back around here, just like that, and cross over like that. And once again, cross over here. Once, back in like that. Do it a second time, like that. Oh my gosh, I hope I have enough thread here. I don't. All right. Let's get some more thread. Not a perfect video, so I'll have to do, my arms need to be longer, that's what it is. So let's just take some more thread here and take a nice long piece and do it up again here. You know, I do these on purpose just because to let you know, after doing this for over 20 years, I still mess up sometimes, and it's okay for you to mess up. You know what an expert is? An expert is someone who has made every mistake possible. So I'm still working my way after 20 years to becoming an expert. So there we go. We start from the inside, leave a little bit of tail there, and then cross over to the other side like this, come back in through the bottom. But that's what you're going to have to start with. And then we're going to do that again. Come back in this hole like we did. You can pull this. I mean, you can really pull that tight. That is not going to be a problem. Because this is a vegetable tan leather. It's very, very stiff. It's about 10 ounces, which translates into just under, more than 1/8 of an inch and less than 1/4 of an inch. So what is that, 3/16 of an inch? All right, take this thread here and cross over if you want that nice little X, and then come back in over there like that on the other side. So that's where you are. And then go over like that, come back in like this, and have a second piece of thread. And then you're going to come, as where you are now, you're going to come back in here one last time. So you're on the right side, so you can make another, complete that X in the center. And then you're going to go through here one more time and here one more time. This is secure. I mean, in 20 years, I think we've had 2 people write us back and tell us after like 5 years or more, this came loose. And so we just put it on for them again for free, gave them a new strap and everything. Okay, so here we are. Once again, square knot. Let's do it this way this time. Left over right. Oopsie, sorry. See here, you can see my left thread and my right thread. So I take the left thread and I put it over the right, like that. And then I just do like a granny knot. I always like to put my knot by one of the holes. And then, so that was left over right. Now we take our right hand thread here. It's the same thread. And go over the left and just do another granny knot. And that's your square knot. Pull it tight. Cut your tails off. Push it down really nicely. And here you go. See that? And here's the strap. Let's put that in there. And the strap is nice and tight at first. It does loosen up a little bit, but it's always nice to have something tight that gets broken in over time, because then the longest part of its existence is very, very comfy. There you go. Hope you like this video, and we will see you on the next one or the next training. Bye. Okay, everybody. How was that? So I made a mistake in there, and it happens. And I wanted to leave it in there and not edit it out or record it, just to let everybody know that I've been doing this for 22 years and I still make stupid mistakes. They are rare, but it just happens. So if you make a mistake, don't beat yourself up about it, because it happens. So any comments, any questions? Spit happens, yeah. Okay. I don't see any questions in there. It must have been, it is pretty easy to do. I think what we're going to do for our next workshop is to make make this again. And I will have kits for this, hopefully ready, and for the closures. And, oh, Gabrielle has just arrived. So do you all know how we do? Wait, can't wait until we get the, oh yeah, I have about 5 books to add to. Yeah, this is, this kit, we will actually give you, I think, if we can make them, we'll put templates in it also, so you can make your own too. Okay, well, we'll see how that works out. Okay, 1202, that's pretty good. Sorry? This one? 3. You can tell because there's 2 X's. The first X covers the first 2 signatures, and the second one and each one after that cover 1. Gabriel asked if I thought this was a demo I signed in on earlier, and it said you were in another meeting. That's right. It was a technical glitch. We fixed it about 15 minutes late and then got started again. But Gabrielle, yeah, we will have a replay of this. The important part is we're going to give this book away and you have a chance to win it. So let's do that. Okay, now I have the number written down here. This is so I can't, yeah. Okay, now for those of you, oh, there's the playlist link in the chat. Okay, so those of you who have not had a giveaway here, the way we do this is you're going to pick a number between 1 and 100 when I say go. So don't put your number in yet. The one that gets closest to the number or hits it first is the winner. So if the number is 10, and it's not 10, and 2 people put 10 down, the first one wins. All right? So this is the book we're giving away. We sewed the closure onto it, just like that. And that's what this is for. So what I do, you can see past ones here. So I hold this up. I already wrote the number on the back. And as soon as everybody's done putting their number in, then I will turn it around so you can see that I have not like just written some number in after the fact. Make it fair to everybody. And because I'm really about fairness. So yeah, good point, Gina. You can only put in one number, and I will say go, and that's when you put your number in. I'll give you 10 seconds to put a number in, and then whatever's in, the one closest or the one that hits it wins. Okay. Ready, set, go. Start putting your numbers in. Wow. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. I'll give you 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that's it. 91. It looks backwards on there. But that's what it is, 91. So who was closest? Let's see here. I think Linda. Somebody. Oh, 76. Are you seriously? Gabriel, you came in here last. That's so awesome. Let's see here. Gina, can you confirm that? 66. 76. There it is. That's the closest one. All right. Gabrielle, you need to send us your email address. Your and just put it in the text too, so it's easier for us. Send us all your email us all of your shipping info, including your phone number and email address. And yeah, Gina, can you type in where to send that? It just goes to show anything can happen. So Gabrielle comes out late, and she wins the journal. Now we put copy paper in here. We did not put in our French fine art and writing papers. So yeah, Gabrielle, don't put your email in here. Email us at the address Gina just put in there, and we'll get this sent off to you this week. All right. Are there any questions? Any comments? I'm going to stop the recording right now, then we can continue. Thanks everybody for joining the workshop. We'll see you next week. We're going to start making this journal.